Today we're doing a Sprinkle Sunday episode about my Adrien Brody collection. I'm going to do this in two halves. So we're going to do the movies first, and then next Sunday hopefully will be the memorabilia one for two reasons. One, I don't want the video to be super long and dense, but also I have some other memorabilia coming from eBay, so I want to wait so I can show you that. We have Home at Last, which was Adrien's first film. Hi, post-production Patricia here. I didn't show the packaging or the disc or anything. This video is not just a list of his movies, it's showing you the physical media itself. So let's do that again. This is the inside and the disc. It's pretty cute picture disc. These are other titles available from this same company. And then in the back we have this Parents Guide for Family Discussion. And they have these little prompt questions. Anyway, here's a little photo. There's our Adrien. I believe he was 14 when they filmed it. This is a little synopsis. Trust, sacrifice, family, and forgiveness. Well, hopefully that's better information than you had in the take I had here. Moving on. And then we have New York Stories. This one's complicated because he's not really in it. There's a scene that takes place in the newspaper office of the school, and you can see Adrien in silhouette in the background. He talks about a scene, like a party scene, where people are complaining about his character wearing too much cologne, but I don't know if that was cut or what. I'm just going to keep it on the shelf because it's just part of the Adrien lore, I suppose. Well, I mean, he is there. He's just, you don't see him too well. And this is Annie Maguire, which is a TV show that Adrien was on, where he played Annie Maguire's stepson. She was played by Mary Tyler Moore, so that's pretty cool. It only lasted a few episodes, and I found a person online who had episodes on VHS, and they transferred them to DVD. There's just a couple here. The Legend of the Bad Fish and The Journey. You can find some of the episodes on YouTube, actually. So just type in Annie Maguire, Mary Tyler Moore, and you should find it. I can put some links in the description as well if you'd like. And this is a similar story. This is The Boy Who Cried. They were going to call it In the Line of Duty, but they changed it. I'm not sure why. This is also somebody burned it from a VHS. And this is also on YouTube. I'll provide a link in the description. Okay, here's where it starts getting a little more interesting. We have King of the Hill, which is a Steven Soderbergh film. And this is the Criterion edition. So we have DVD 1 of the film, and I think there's some features on there as well. And then disc 2 here is the Underneath, which is the film Steven Soderbergh made right after King of the Hill. They included them both in this Criterion edition, which I thought was pretty cool. And it comes with this booklet. So just kind of, it gives the cast and the crew. Hey, who's that guy? Yes, Adrien played a character named Lester, who is kind of a mentor to Aaron, who is the lead. There he is again. This is when he's teaching Aaron how to be a golf caddy. It doesn't go so well. And then the Blu-ray edition of King of the Hill. And there's a lot of extra features and stuff, and it's a really good packaging. I believe this is the first Criterion edition anything I ever bought. So those of you born in the 1900s like me probably remember when Disney films came out in these white plastic clamshell cases. I was thinking, oh, Adrien was in Angels in the Outfield in the 90s, and it's a Disney film. I wonder if it came out on that white clamshell. And indeed, it did. So I found this on eBay. There are copies there from time to time, so take a look if you'd like one. And then here I just have the DVD. It doesn't really have anything extra in it or anything. It's just bare bones movie. This is streaming on Disney Plus now, finally, by the way. It wasn't for a long time. They put it up for the 30th anniversary, which I don't even want to think about that. Next up, we have Jailbreakers. This was like a made for TV thing. They're like remakes of B movies from the 50s and 60s, if I remember correctly. And Adrien is in this one, which they thankfully released on DVD like a movie. I'll be honest with you, it's awful, but it is a remake of a B movie. This is part of the art, by the way. It's not horribly cracked. And we have Ten Benny. I am going to be doing a deep dive episode about this soon. Adrien Brody in a knockout performance. This is the film that made people call him a young Pacino. This is his first lead in a feature-length film. Home at Last is more of an after-school special. So this is like his first big leading man movie. Look at that. Look at that smirk. And we have Bullet, which stars Mickey Rourke and Tupac Shakur, as you see. Adrien plays Mickey Rourke's brother. And Ted Levine from Silence of the Lambs plays their older brother. So that's kind of interesting. And next we have Solo with Mario Van Peebles. Solo is a cyborg who's made to be used like a weapon. But his designer, played by Adrien, kind of gave him a conscience. And that doesn't work out so well for the people running the program, and they're not happy. Spoiler alert, this is Adrien's character he's carrying. The last time I committed word I probably can't say on YouTube. So Keanu Reeves and Adrien are not in it very much. They both play friends of the lead character. This is the Blu-ray, which I just recently found out exists. So that's cool. Next up, we have The Undertaker's Wedding. It's very cheesy. It's a 90s comedy, you know. It's that era of just silliness. But it's cute. Adrien has the Caesar haircut. It's like season 1 Ross on Friends. So, yeah, Adrien's the lead in this, which is cool. There's copies of it floating around eBay all the time, so snag one. We have Six Ways to Sunday. I'm laughing because this cover is so misleading. Adrien is a supporting character in this, and Norman Reedus is the lead. But look at Norman Reedus gets this little picture back here. And then Adrien, this right here, this is a picture of Adrien from the movie Oxygen. It's not even this movie. I don't know who was in charge. The first copy I ever bought of Restaurant is this one, which turned out to be like a cleaned up, censored version. They blur whenever somebody puts up their middle finger. They bleep curse words. It was quite hilarious. So I didn't know that when I bought it. Apparently, somebody said it was put out by Walmart. These thin ones that are edited, I guess, is a Walmart thing. I got it on eBay. And then this is the uncensored one that I got later on. So it's a special appearance by multi-platinum rap artist. That's Lauryn Hill. She's very good in this. She's not in it a lot, but she's great. With her and Adrien have great chemistry when they're together. More pictures of the cast. Malcolm Jamal Warner. Rest in peace. Ugh, that broke my Gen X heart, I tell ya. So this was also directed by Eric Bross, who made Ten Benny. We have the film that makes Adrien Brody fans a little upset. The Thin Red Line. I'll be doing a video about this. I know I said that before, but I really will at some point. So if you're not familiar, basically Adrien was the lead in the script. And as they were filming it. And then when Terrence Malick got through with his famous chop chop editing, Adrien ended up saying just a few words. Anyway, it's beautiful to look at, though, which is mainly why I also have the Criterion Edition Blu-ray. This contains a deleted scene with Adrien, which reveals what happened to his character, because in the movie he's just sort of gone and there's really no explanation. So he apparently was fighting on a broken ankle the whole time, so they sent him home. And it's a pretty good scene, actually. It was worth the price of the Criterion edition for me just to get that. I believe I got it during a sale. I get most of my Criterions when they're on the sales. And next we have Summer of Sam. I don't think this is even out on Blu-ray. This is just straight up DVD. There he is. Richie Tringali. This is Oxygen. This DVD is worth owning for Adrien Brody fans simply because there's an audio commentary on here with the director, Maura Tierney, and Adrien. And they give so much insight into the making of the film, and some of the inside jokes and stuff are just so funny. Now we have Liberty Heights. I actually own a second copy of this, which I might put on the shelf if the cover's better, which I assume it is. I don't remember. Liberty Heights is pretty cool. Adrien, right back there. He plays a character named Van Kurtzman. Bread and Roses. I've talked about this a few times. That's why I'm laughing. Not really much in the way of features on this either. Most of these older, like 90s and early 2000s films just basically have the trailer as this feature, and that's about it. Next we have Harrison's Flowers, which I have also mentioned a few times. This is one of my favorite characters of his. In fact, he made the top 10 most lovable Adrien characters countdown. And I recently discovered that it is out on this Kino Lorber Classics Blu-ray. And this has audio commentary from a film critic, so that's pretty cool. Oh, I just noticed this was this one is also put out by Kino Lorber, but this is just a DVD. This is Love the Hard Way. I haven't really talked a lot about this one yet, but I will. I might do a Redemption rewatch on it. Not that I disliked it, but I think I maybe didn't absorb it as well as I could have. So, but anyway, there's a nice making of documentary in here, which is cool. Deleted scenes and clips, theatrical trailer, stills gallery, all that fun stuff. So for an early 2000s DVD release, that's pretty impressive. Next, we have another that's been featured on Redemption Rewatch, which is The Affair of the Necklace with Hilary Swank. Since I talked so much about it in that episode, we'll just move on. In case you're wondering, my Adrien Brody films are in chronological order instead of alphabetical because I ran a blog, well, I still do, I guess, I just haven't updated it, everybrodymovie.com. Some of you are familiar. That's where my Instagram name, my Letterboxd name, and my Reddit name come from. So I had them all on the shelf so I would know, what I'm doing next. Kind of a visual guide for me. So in case you were wondering, that's why. What's funny is I'm starting a Diane Wiest collection down here. She's my favorite actress. And those are in alphabetical order. I'm not consistent. I think most of you know that already, honestly. Okay, so we have Dummy. There's some features on this one about ventriloquism, and there's some deleted, altered scenes. Full disclosure, ventriloquist dummies freak me out a little bit, so parts of this movie are like horror for me, but And of course, The Pianist. There's some features about the authenticity of the story, clips of the real Spielman playing the piano. And now we have one of the main things I was excited to show you. This is The Pianist from South Korea. It's got this cover, and then you slide that off, and it is a steel book. And the hands and the title are raised. Oh, I forgot to show you this part on the cover, the back of the slipcover. There is a card that is numbered. So this is a limited edition. Each one is numbered. My husband got this for me for my birthday 10 years ago, maybe now. My goodness, time flies. So, this opens. This is so cool, this steelbook. It comes with these 2 discs. This is a Blu-ray. This is a DVD. Now, there are Korean subtitles, I believe, on it. It plays fine, though, in our PlayStation 2, I think it is, that we use for Blu-rays. It comes with these cards as well, and these little cards. And there's a little booklet in Korean. Film synopsis and everything, production notes, little bios. So that's pretty cool. There's a little review in Korean as well. Yeah. Music was his passion. Survival was his masterpiece. You know how people always pose that, if you were in the scenario where you had to evacuate, what would you bring with you? I would bring this with me. Okay, this next DVD here is Tori Amos, A Sort of Fairy Tale, that Adrien was in. It's a music video. Yes, it was released as a DVD. Lucky for us, right? It's got the little heart. It has the video, and it has a little bit of the making of, like how they did the effects and stuff. I don't know if you've seen it, but Adrien basically plays an arm. Tori plays a leg with a foot. You have to see it. In the description, I will link to the YouTube version of the video, and you can see what I'm talking about. It's like a fever dream. It really is. Next, we have The Singing Detective. I like this cover because it looks like a real novel. This movie is kind of a blend of fantasy, reality, musical elements. Hey, who's that? The disc itself is cool too. Recently, I was on a website called Hamilton Books, or Hamilton Book. I'm not sure. I'll put it on the screen. They had this other version of the cover, so I thought I would get it for my collection. And it's still sealed, so I don't know what the disc looks like in this version. It's nice to have a variant sometimes. Plus, this is brand new, and my other one I have is a used one with not great condition cover. So it's nice to upgrade. So these next 2 go together as well. We have The Buried Secret of M. Night Shyamalan. This was sort of a promotional thing they put out to accompany The Village. And Adrien is featured on it, along with Johnny Depp, actually. I guess you could call it kind of a mockumentary type thing. So it's interesting. And, of course, The Village itself. I like this movie, dang it. Lots of cool stuff, deleted scenes. There's a cute one in the deleted scenes with Adrien and Brendan Gleeson. If you heard me talk about Harrison's Flowers before, you'll know that I really liked them together. So it was nice to see them interact here, because in the actual film, they don't really. So next we have the jacket. I recently had to replace my copy. It has deleted scenes, special effects, featurette. I don't really know what the disc itself looks like because it's still sealed, obviously, but now we come to an example of my obsessiveness when it comes to my collection. All 3 of these are King Kong. At that same Hamilton Books website where I got the Singing Detective alternate, I also got this. This is just a regular DVD. I just really liked the cover. And yeah, I don't know what the disc looks like because it's still sealed at the moment. As a Lord of the Rings fan, I was expecting this to happen. There is an extended edition. So this obviously is a longer version of the film. It has some scenes that were removed for the theatrical run. And 6 hours of special features. Just a little, like a chapter guide kind of, for what's on each disc. And this version is cool because it looks like a comic book. I believe this was a Target exclusive. I got it at Target, but I believe it was an exclusive. It is a steelbook. Okay, it has Blu-ray and DVD of the film. It has some bonus features, art galleries, feature commentary. I also have the Peter Jackson production diaries. That is a big box set though with other stuff, so I'm gonna put that in the collectibles episode. So stay tuned for that. All right, next up, Hollywoodland. One of my favorites. This was the second Adrien Brody film I ever saw, which I think I've mentioned before. The cover is a little messed up. I get a lot of my stuff used, so, you know, it's not perfect, but I wouldn't have it all if it weren't cheap, you know what I mean? There's some bonus features, deleted scenes, and recently I got the Blu-ray, which is sealed, so it has commentary by the director, also commentary by journalist and author Brian Reisman. And this is the Tehuacan Project. This is a documentary about a charity in Mexico that helps children regain their hearing. And Adrien does the narration for the English version. Isai Morales does the Spanish narration. There's the disc. So the deal is, Andy Lauer, who made this film, used to be Adrien Brody's roommate. He was also at one time roommates with Brad Pitt, who is the executive producer. And I believe he already knew Isai Morales as well. I think they were friends too. So he called in a favor for the sake of this charity. Pretty cool. All right, now we have Darjeeling Limited, which I recently decided is my favorite. So this is in my letterboxed 4 favorites now, and I guess that would make it my favorite Adrien Brody movie. Over the Grand Budapest Hotel that it used to be. Yep. This has special features, the short film Hotel Chevalier, and a behind-the-scenes documentary. The short film stars Jason Schwartzman and Natalie Portman, and this is the Criterion edition. Yeah, I like my Criterions. It's got a little caricature of Adrien as Peter Whitman. It's very cute. As with most Criterions, there's a booklet. Oh, it unfolds. It's not a booklet, it's a fold-out thing. Leave it to Wes Anderson to have a really quirky insert for this. Francis, Peter, and Jack, Rita, Brendan, the chief steward, the father, the mechanic, Alice, the businessman, and Patricia. Hey, that's my name. The Whitman brothers' mom is named Patricia. There's another film where Adrien's mom is named Patricia, but we'll get to that one soon. Here is an article called Voyage to India by Richard Brody. No relation. Oh, maybe far back, but no direct relation. The disc itself is pretty cute too. A Matador's Mistress. This has several different titles according to where you are in the world and which version you get. It's a picture disc. Pretty cool. This is The Brothers Bloom, or Les Frères Bloom, because I bought this from Canada. So it has the French version of the title on it. There's audio commentary. Yeah, the making of, deleted scenes, image gallery, and the Blu-ray. The special features are the same on the Blu-ray, actually. The Blu-ray disc is blue. The DVD disc is a picture disc. Now we have Cadillac Records. Let's see, deleted scenes, playing chess, the making of Cadillac Records. Once Upon a Blues. I can read, really, I can. Cadillac Records by Design. Commentary with writer-director Darnell Martin. Darnell Martin, by the way, is a woman. The disc I like, it looks like a record. It's pretty cool. I like it. And I recently got the Blu-ray version. So the features are basically the same as the DVD, but then there's a Blu-ray exclusive, which is some sort of music playlist thing. This is Giallo. I noticed on Tubi, it's called The Color of Fear. Giallo actually means yellow, which is kind of how it's used here, but it also is a horror subgenre from Italy. This is the disc. Kind of cool. Sorry for the rattling noises, one of the hazards of physical media collecting. And we have Splice, legendary Splice. There are special features. The making of is pretty cool. I've watched that. The infamous scene. And the fantastic Mr. Fox. Definitely a favorite of mine. Special features, behind the scenes extras. Yeah, I knew the disc itself would be pretty because it's a Wes Anderson. Attention to detail is his thing. And this is the Criterion edition. Yes, I love my Criterions. I have not opened this though. I've had this for, I don't know, a year or two. I got it when they were having a sale. Barnes & Noble has an annual Criterion edition sale they do where they're half off. So, okay. Now we have High School. This is just a super basic DVD case that rattles around. It's just, you know, your old silver and black. There are some special features, like an audio commentary and some deleted scenes. And as with King Kong, I tend to want different versions of Predators. Every time I spot a different version, I get it. I don't know why. But anyway, I'll show you. Yeah, this is just the original release of the DVD. It's got a cool... And then you have your, you know, your standard DVD inside. And then you get the... I think this is the Berserker Predator on the disc. It looks like him. The biggest one is called the Berserker. Yeah, and it has exclusive prequel motion comics. And then I have Predators from Canada. As with the Brothers Bloom, it has the title in French there also. I just recently got this actually at a used media store. And then we have the Predator triple feature. It is the original, part 2, and Predators. This is the disc for Predators. Pretty cool. I found this one at Walmart, of all places. It's the Predator 4 movie collection. It is Predator, Predator 2, Predators, and The Predator. Next up is The Experiment. I actually owned the Blu-ray first, so I'll show you that. I had trouble finding it on DVD, and I looked for a long time, and I finally had to buy a big lot, they call it, of movies on eBay that somebody was selling in order to get the DVD version. Adrien with his fake tattoos. That is a tattoo of Adrien's necklace that he wears, though, which I think is pretty cool. This is Wrecked, a very underrated Adrien Brody film. He is on screen by himself for most of it. There's making of featurettes here. And yeah, it's pretty, I just really like the coloring of it. It's like a sepia toned. On that same Hamilton Books website, I found the Blu-ray, and I didn't even know Wrecked was available on Blu-ray, so I just got this a few days ago in the mail. And yeah, pretty much everything's the same on this version. No additional features or anything on the Blu-ray is what I meant by same. This is Detachment, which is criminally underseen. There are some clips from it that have gone pretty viral on TikTok, so I think it's getting more known now. The younger generation kind of resonates with them, I think. There's an interview with Tony Kaye, the director, and Adrien. Now we have Midnight in Paris on DVD and Blu-ray. Now, what's interesting about this is Woody Allen films usually do not have any special features, but this kind of does. There's a press conference they had in Cannes, and so we get to hear them talking about the film. And speaking of Midnight in Paris, yes, there's a rhinoceros on the shelf right in front of Midnight in Paris. If you've seen it, then you know. This is Love, Marilyn. This is a documentary about diaries of Marilyn Monroe's that were found and people's writings about her also. And basically the diaries and the writings are read aloud by a series of famous actors, one of whom is Adrien. This disc, kind of mauvey pinky, kind of pretty. This is back to 1942. The one is covered up. Here. There we go. I took it out of the slipcover. Hello. This is the cover. There's Adrien. He plays a journalist named, photojournalist, more specifically, named Theodore White, who was a real person. This is a true story. And this is the Blu-ray. Doesn't appear to be any features on the Blu-ray. So as someone who has this physical media collection, I have been frustrated in recent years because a lot of Adrien's newer films never came out on anything you can own in your hand. So, for instance, Blonde and Ghosted are both streaming service movies, and they're only available on said streaming services. Winning Time, the Lakers show, the first season came out, second season has not come out. I don't know if it ever will. See How They Run never had a physical release. Who Will Write Our History is out on digital, but the physical copy will cost you about $300. So, yeah. Sorry. Inappropriate comedy. Unrated. I did not want to own this. This is a highly offensive film. Adrien's part is actually the least offensive thing on here. This is Third Person, which is an underrated film. This, I will probably do a Hear Me Out episode about this. And there's our guy. Focus. Okay. It does have some features. Hey, there's our guy again. Commentary, Q&A, making of. Now we come to the Grand Budapest Hotel. I have it on three versions here, and then I have a book about it next to them that I will have in the memorabilia episode. This is the regular DVD. Does it have any features? Special features: Mendel's Secret Recipe, cast and Wes Anderson featurettes, and a stills gallery. That's cool. I bet the disc is pretty because it's a Wes. Yeah. Standard Blu-ray and digital copy. Bill Murray tours the town featurette. Yeah, there's some pretty cool features on the Blu-ray. those are also included on the digital version. Now we have, of course, the Criterion. You all said it with me, didn't you? Yeah. There's Dimitri. This is basically like a fancy slipcover, and then it's pink. We got Boy with Apple here on the booklet. Lots of beautiful photos. Hey, there's our guy. Meaning Adrien Dimitri is no one's buddy. There's this little cute little romantic poetry book, like the one that Zero gave to Agatha, and it has all the articles and things from the film in there. It's pretty cool. This, I believe, is a poster. Let me unfold that for you. Here's our Dimitri. So we have kind of the original version of the hotel before it descended into shabbiness, as the author would say. And then this is sort of the like military barracks era toward the end of the film. Okay. Let me get that all back in here. Grand Budapest was the last film on that shelf, so we're going to pan down here. And here at the start of the shelf, this is all going to be in the memorabilia video. This is sort of at the crossroads of memorabilia and DVD, so I'll just show them now. This is a For Your Emmy Consideration disc from Dice, which features Adrien's episode Ego. So that's why I have that. I found it on eBay. It's not the kind of thing that's released to the public, so I am very grateful to have it. I also own a digital copy of this episode from iTunes, so it is available there if you ever want to see it. I believe it is still streaming on Showtime app as well. But I really like physical copies of things. This is a similar For Your Consideration package for Houdini. And it's really cool. I also got this from eBay, and it is also probably something I'm not supposed to own because I am not an Emmy voter. There you go. Here's the disc one with the upside down Adrien. So this is the 2015 Emmy For Your Consideration. Pretty cool. And while we're on the subject, here is more Houdini. Now this is the official release of Houdini. DVD and digital, 2-disc extended edition. Very shiny. 2 versions. There's one with an additional 20 minutes and the original broadcast version. And I also have it on Blu-ray. That also has the extended version. Everything is pretty much the same. It's just a Blu-ray edition. Okay, we'll do these two. Let's see. There goes everything. American Heist. I see this on a lot of lists of Adrien's, underrated performances. And I guess I'm missing something, so I will give it another try. So that's DVD and digital copy. Coming into the home stretch here, we have Dragon Blade. This is an absolutely gorgeous slipcover. It's sort of embossed, and it's got this foily thing. Very pretty. Hello, Tiberius. And then inside, it's your standard DVD case. And this also had a digital copy. This is Breakthrough, which is a National Geographic series. Adrien narrated an episode called The Brain. It's basically about how the brain can be changed and restructured when someone's experienced trauma and that kind of thing. So it's a very interesting episode. And Adrien was actually nominated for an Emmy for the narration. So we have DVD and digital backtrack, which is still sealed because I actually bought it on digital before the DVD came out. And then we have the Blu-ray. The special feature is the same on both. It's a Psychology of Backtrack featurette. Manhattan Night. The title is embossed. It's a slipcover. It's DVD and digital. And then just your standard DVD. It's very similar packaging to the Dragon Blade one. Are they both Lionsgate? Yes, they are both Lionsgate, so that explains that. Then we have Bullet Head, another highly underrated one that will be getting a Hear Me Out episode. This film, it starts out as one thing and then it becomes something very touching after that. So it's very interesting. Got a lot of special features on here, including some footage of Adrien with the dogs. It's very sweet. Again, the DVD case itself is sealed because they've been releasing things on digital before the physical copies come out. So, and you know, I'm impatient, so I buy the digital while I'm waiting. And then we have Septembers of Shiraz. I'm getting a lot of shadows from this being tilted down. Sorry about that. It's a picture disc here. And now we come to the legendary Airstrike. Blu-ray, DVD, and digital, so that was a good deal. So much ridiculousness that goes on in this film. And we have Clean, which is Adrien's passion project. He waited years to make. He co-wrote the screenplay. He did most of the music. And of course he stars. I don't know his real name. They just call him Clean. And this picture disc is pretty cool. We have the French Dispatch, DVD only it says, and that's what it is. Now we have, you know what I'm going to say, the Criterion Edition, correct. I recently got this in December. There is Adrien right there as Julian Cadazio. Yeah, I have not opened this and looked at the features or anything yet. Perhaps I'll do a little video about what's all in there when I open it. We have Fool's Paradise on DVD and Blu-ray. This also had the digital copy. There's no features or anything, I don't think. Sorry, I forgot to give you a close-up on the Adrien. There he is, right there. His character's name is Chad Luxt. He's an actor. This is Winning Time, The Rise of the Lakers Dynasty, Season 1. As I mentioned, Season 2 has not come out yet. The only way you can watch that is on HBO Max. There are quite a bit of special features on here, so that's fun. There's Mr. Brody as Mr. Pat Riley. And then we have Asteroid City. This is a combo pack, Blu-ray, DVD, digital. It has a making of featurette on it, which is also on the digital copy. This is The Brutalist. I ordered this on the A24 website directly. It is available on Amazon and such now. As far as I can tell, it did not receive a DVD release, strictly Blu-ray. I think they had to do that because of the way it was filmed in VistaVision. I don't know if that would translate well to DVD. So, I finally got it out of the cover. All right, so this unfolds, and we have the film. There's a pocket, and it has these cards, which are basically sketches of Laszlo's work. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, that's it for now. I will see you for part 2 when I do the memorabilia. So take care. Thank you so much for watching. This is a long one. Oh, and in the immortal words of Charlotte Dobray, subscribe.